for watching. Okay, this is the Lordstown Motors profile of Hightower. I'm going to go through this. I've done a bit of work on this. I don't think we really know who Hightower is. He led, I think this is going to come into play later. You're going to see what I'm talking about. He led GM's $15 billion crossovers business. Okay. Executive chief engineer. He's also done a lot of marketing and other things. But let's just say he's led their crossover business. And remember in my last video, I mentioned the Foxtronn Model C, which is a crossover. At BMW, he helped drive the 5 Series sales, market share, and profitability in the U.S. to record levels. So the Series 5 BMW is known as a executive car, much like the Foxtronn Series E, Model E. And you can see this thread that goes through all of this information. Now let's try and move to the next tab here. This is Hightower's LinkedIn profile. You know, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Let's just look at what he lists as specialties here. New product design, engineering, and manufacturing. Leadership. Bingo. Lordstown Endurance. Also. Model C. Model E Foxtronn. Marketing strategy, brand building, pricing, and revenue growth leadership. Well, let's hit the nail on the head. Let's talk about the Endurance first of all. And then move forward to the Model C and Model E, which I am, after doing this video research, I really think they're going to be building those two vehicles at Lordstown. Don't quote me on that. Do your own DD. I do believe that's going to happen. Hands-on business turnaround growth and operations improvement consulting, which Lordstown Motors. So, as you can see, Dan Niavaji, he's a mastermind. I mean, you know, to do this executive appointment, this is such an accomplished individual and such a perfect fit for the Lordstown Motors. Let's call it the Lordstown Motors Project. Now, I'm just going to put this in. Now, there's a number of accomplishments listed. BMW, GM, there's also Ford and a couple other things that are probably going to be mentioned in a little bit. This is, as near as I could tell, the last venture Hightower was involved in, and I have covered this in other videos briefly. This is Motoring Ventures LLC. This is a consulting group that was founded by Hightower. Motoring Ventures is an investment, growth, strategy, and operations and consulting firm focused on driving value and impact in automotive. Well, what a fit. We invest in healthy or underperforming companies and carve-outs. So, you know, Hightower was excited to join. I read a quote from him, "Why did you join Lordstown?" He said, "I learned that Foxconn was going to be involved." We build sustainably profitable companies. So what I'm saying here is, this is someone who recognizes the value of Lordstown Motors and of their association with Foxtronn, much more than any of these, you know, so-called Wall Street analysts. Hands-on consulting services, drive your business, reach full potential, new product design, engineering, brand building, customer segmentation, marketing, blah, 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 cost optimization, sustainable. Okay, so this is Lordstown point 2, Lordstown Motors point 2. Okay, and he's going to approach this, I'm sure, as if it were a consulting project, which he's done many of, and only he's going to be the CEO and president. And of course, electric vehicle OEMs is number 1 on his list there. And commercial vehicle OEMs is number 2. So again, just a perfect fit. And this is a picture of Hightower here. Just a couple of other tidbits about his background. He's on the board of a leading designer of manufacturer of DC fast current charging systems, and another company, Hevo Power, which is a wireless charging systems company. So we've got interlocking directorships here with a DC charging company and a wireless charging company. We got Angie Strand, an interlocking directorship with a fleet as a service vehicle to grid company, and then that would be Nuvi and Stonepeak, their joint venture. So Lordstown has got a lot of contacts in this new sector of the economy that sound very interesting to me. Hightower is authored the book Monitoring Africa, Sustainable Automobile Industrialization, published in 2018. And this is based on all his international experience around the world. And he still consults in Western Africa. I think it's really great that, you know, he's giving back to the world, and you know, this I have a soft touch for this. I think it's a great thing to do. Originally from Chicago, BS in General Engineering from the University of Urbana-Champaign, which is a very good engineering school. Thank God it's not Harvard or Stanford, because these people just don't. Ivy League guys are overrated. MBA from the University of Michigan Ross School of Business. Again, thank goodness we have a real university here. So BS, General Engineering, MBA, again. Hightower is a 5th degree black belt certified sensei instructor of Isurutu Karate. And he lives in Detroit, so he's a black belt in karate, so don't mess with him, okay? But again, just a stellar background. What a fit for Lordstown Motors. Can easily see why he's been appointed to all these executive positions, and to the executive positions running the MED and also Lordstown Motors. Again, I think obviously he stands on his own, but you know, Dan Niavaji has to get some credit here for picking just a stellar candidate. And this is just another quick MBA 95, Hightower, Michigan Ross University. And this is an interesting quote. If you stand on any busy street corner in America for 60 seconds, you will see at least one automobile that Edward Hightower had a lead role in creating and bringing to market. How about that? Huh. The iconic BMW 6 Series, Lincoln Navigator, and Buick Enclave are just a few examples. So those are that's impressive, very impressive in my opinion. But as we can see, Dan Niavaji said during one of the earnings calls that launching the Endurance this is easy for Hightower. Boy, is it! What a great fit! Lordstown Motors has been blessed with some very, Hightower and Niavaji, the two of them together are such a powerhouse. And of course, Wall Street doesn't recognize any of this because they're a bunch of idiots. Hightower, new product design and engineering, brand marketing, senior executive roles at GM, BMW, and Ford. Chief engineer for Ford's full-size SUVs. Served as BMW's brand manager for the 5, 6, and 7 series in the United States. So this is all going to come home to roost here in a minute. Earned a BS or General Engineering, Urbana, and Michigan Ross MBA. Uh, Also advises business in West Africa as part of the Stanford Institute for Innovation in Developing Economies seed consultant program. And again, Hightower doesn't neglect to give back. So just, I'll tell you, the more I learn about Hightower, I mean, what luck Lordstown has to have him be part of the executive management there. And boy, does this increase the probability of success of Lordstown Motors. Okay, now in a couple of future pieces here, we're going to mention about how they're going to develop fleet vehicles at Lordstown Motors. Hightower mentioned specifically fleet vehicles in his bio in certain areas. Let's just take a look. This is current GM fleet. GM fleet versatile SUVs. Now, we have the Model C, which I believe is going to be launched next year by Foxtronn. And I am of the opinion, I have a 51% opinion now, 51% certainty that it is going to be built. I could be wrong on this. It is going to be built at Lordstown, or some derivation of it is going to be built at Lordstown under the Lordstown brand, perhaps, and also for larger distribution outside of North America by Foxtronn. But just to let you know, now this is GM fleet. GM fleet, now everybody thinks fleet trucks, they think these big box trucks. Versatile fleet SUVs, small and compact SUVs. Look what they're selling. Now, these are all crossover vehicles, okay, if you look at them. These are all crossover vehicles. Crossovers are big in fleets. Excuse me. What we've got here is one offering by General Motors, the Bolt. Okay? You should have flames coming out of this. I mean, what a disaster. Any fleet manager? Well, I don't know. If I was a fleet manager, I would just have to pass on the Bolt. But this is the crossover competition that Lordstown would be meeting in the electric sector, in the crossover market, in the fleet sector. So if we do the crosstab on Lordstown Motors and the Model C, that's where it would fit. And as you can see, I'm sure these fleet managers would rather do anything but get one of these. Anyway, just to give people an idea, fleets aren't just trucks and they aren't other things. And again, look at all these crossovers here. I think if they wanted to release it fleet only, they certainly would have a market for it. If they wanted to release it first as a fleet crossover and then to the general public, which was Burns' strategy all along, fleet first, then to general public. Let's just move forward here. Now, I just want to mention here, Hightower had a lot to do with the GM's crossovers and so forth. Million crossovers, more than 1 million crossovers sold in 2019. So, and over 1 million full-size trucks, that would include pickup trucks, but 1 million, this is the potential market for a Foxtronn C or a Lordstown Model C. Okay? Increase of 12% compared to 2018. And more than 1 million full-size pickup trucks and SUVs. So as you can see, Lordstown Motors is really addressing some markets where there's a lot of demand and not a lot of BEV supply. So again, who do we want here at this nexus? We want Hightower, and what a great choice he is. And what a potential market we have here. Foxtronn Model C. Now this is what I've been talking about. I do believe, well, let's just go through this article first. What we know is March 2022, okay? Foxconn Technology Day premiered the SUV Foxtronn Model C, which stands for crossover. Foxconn and Yulon, a Taiwan maker, established a joint venture called Hongushu Advanced. The English name of the joint venture is Foxtronn. The Taiwanese company would also manufacture EVs on this platform. So this is a translation. This is called the MIH Open Platform. This is the thing. People are giving Hulong and other ones credit for this. This is just the development stage that was done there, and I think that they're going to farm this vehicle out wherever they want to be manufactured. And I think they're going to probably manufacture it in more than one place. Model C is the first electric vehicle from Hongkai Advanced or Foxtronn. So, as the Endurance is the proof of concept for Lordstown Motors, this is what Hongkai is staking its stock price on. This is the first electric vehicle from Hongkai, or Foxtronn, which is the Hongkai. So, we have some pictures here of the car. There's a video here. Great interior. Minimalist design. Look at those reclining seats. Very nice. Another look at that. And again, a lot of room in this car. This is, I think it's 4 plus, it's a 7-seat. I think there's a third row. Range is 435 miles. Foxtronn, now this is interesting. Foxtronn U.S. launch. Foxtronn Model C could arrive in the United States in the foreseeable future. Electrical vehicle startup Lordstown Motors announced. So this is before the sale of the Lordstown plant was mentioned, closed. And they're already talking about U.S. launch of this model, which is going to, I believe, a 51% sense of certainty here that this Model C is going to be launched at Lordstown Motors. Lordstown and Foxconn plan to co-design and develop global commercial fleet vehicles based on the MIH platform. Again, I just showed you the crossover fleet vehicles, so Lordstown would have 2 fleet vehicles, one being a pickup truck, the second being a crossover. Both companies will have the right to launch them in North America and other regions globally. Again, this is a translation. Lordstown has the North American rights. Foxconn has the global rights. So, I got to tell you, I do believe this is all going to happen by next year. Foxconn, now listen to this. Foxconn plans to introduce a solid-state battery for electric cars in 2024, claiming its superiority over today's lithium-ion equipped cars. So, I mean, you hear a new battery. What did I hear? There's an acid battery, there's a sand battery, there's a nuclear waste battery, all this battery, a lot of solid-state battery talk, but Foxconn plans to introduce a solid-state battery. If you remember, got a video talking about Goshen, battery manufacturer, putting in a facility a stone's throw from Lordstown. So, if they do have a solid-state battery coming out in 2024, you know, that's 2.5 years away. That is not a far time away. Anyway, there's some mention of a Middle East plan here, but you know, this is telegraphing to me that this Model C, and it's a great vehicle, some derivation of it is going to be built at Lordstown. And Foxtronn is going to distribute this globally, and Lordstown is going to have the North American rights, which I think include Canada, North America, and I I think Brazil and South America too, but I'm not certain on that, but certainly North America market. So, and you saw the sales figures. I mean, I don't have to go over this over and over again. See what I'm talking about. And Foxtronn Model C electric SUV to be available for pre-orders in Q4 of this year. This is not long ago, March 2022. Okay. It's the SUV called the Foxtronn Model C, which is crossover. Okay, again, brand will start taking pre-orders for the Model C this year. Okay, so I'll tell you, product will go into mass production sometime in the first half of next year. That's 2023. So that's 1H 2023. Foxconn set up a joint venture with Taiwan-based automaker Yulon as the newly English name is Foxtronn. The EV platform for the company, MIH open source solution, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I don't know. Lordstown Motors is just more and more surprising. The more you learn about it. I mean, these analysts and people that, these guys over at Motley Fudd and all the rest of them, Hindenburger, Nothing Burger, and all these guys, they know nothing. They have no idea what's going on with this company and how powerful the leadership is and how powerful this product line is going to be. So, I hope you liked that a little presentation there. Now, we're talking about the Model C. This is the BMW 5 Series. This is what Hightower was in charge of for BMW. Look at this. Authoritative in design, blah, 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 commanding, everything integrated. Okay. This is considered an executive sedan. Okay. Look at that car. Okay. All right. Look at the market. You saw from a previous presented information that Hightower built this brand in the United States. Okay. So, and this is what you call an executive sedan. So, hallmark of style, luxury in an executive sedan. Okay, the hallmark of style, powerful engineering, and luxury. Now, this is what Hightower built for BMW. Now, let's move on to the next slide here. What do we have here? This is the Foxtronn Model E. Kind of looks like a BMW, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a BMW 5 Series, doesn't it? Look at that car. I just think that's great. That Italian design, I gotta tell you. You Germans, you're all right. I gotta tell you though, Italians, give me a break. Spezzatura, all that stuff. This is the Model E, jointly designed with Pininfarina. They talk about it being a generic Audi here. I don't believe that. Technology innovative luxury flagship sedan. This is a halo car. Now this is the driver. Now this is meant to be chauffeured. Here's a good shot of the cabin. And this is where your driver sits, and then you could sit over here. Most likely you're going to sit over here. This pops up. There's like a 20-inch, 24-inch diagonal computer screen in the back of that seat. So you got two screens. You can, watch a movie and do your email. The rear passenger compartment can be transformed into a dedicated mobile office as 1+2 seating. Okay. This is relatively unique. It features two individual rear seats that are separated by a console. See right here? With a large display. Super cool. Okay? Designed to be chauffeured. Okay. 740 horsepower, 2.8 seconds 0 to 60, 466 mile range, tapping on the door of the old Lucid. I just want to say, this thing blows the Lucid away. I'm sorry. The Lucid is such a reserved, it's just like the personality of, what's his name? It's so buttoned down. It's so English. There's nothing there. And, you want to, drive around. There isn't one design cue in the whole. I've seen the Lucids in the wild. I was so impressed by how long they were. Extremely long car, but boy, what a blob of a car. This, I'd rather be driven around in this personally. But when you look at Hightower's work with BMW, this makes perfect sense. Both of these are mentioned, C and E are mentioned in the joint venture documentation. And these are two areas of specialty of Hightower, who now holds basically every executive role in all of these companies, the top executive role in both the MED, MIH EV Design LLC, and Lordstown Motors. And I think chance favors the prepared mind. We've got a lot of things coming together here that pretend well for Lordstown Motors. But let's not forget, we still have a capital raise to do. I plan a video on that, but I wanted to talk about this and all of these, all this synchronicity between these models, the joint venture contract, and Hightower's experience and background, and how all of this is so clear to me as far as what the steps forward are going to be. I don't know. Guys, do your own DD. This is my opinion. I am not a lawyer, engineer, or financial advisor. RIDE is a high-risk investment. This is a pre-revenue startup still in turnaround. So you have to make your decision on how much risk you can tolerate in your portfolio. Remember, RIDE is high risk, risk on, could result in catastrophic failures. Anyway, this is mxux. I hope you like this presentation. Thanks a lot for watching. It's been 100 years since the last black CEO of an automotive OEM. Congratulations, Hightower and LMC.